All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that. Yeah,
it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
And this will be taken at the 13. Sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape. 1st and 10.
Leopard! Watch him now, Barney!
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after him.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Kelly. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A very solid gain of 27.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. The ball comes out.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants are going to take a first-quarter lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, and result, touchdown.
Rosas good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. All right, now, lucky 56.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
On play action, they'll throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, good game catch about the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
And defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. They'll set up to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Escaping the pressure right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up a third down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Jackson. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. First catch of the game for Cooks. That'll be a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A first down carry for Barkley. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a second and long. Jackson now throwing right, and that's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And Daniels has it over the middle. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. His first catch, good for 14 there and a 1st down. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Flush to his right. Got some real estate inside the 30. Touchdown, Giants! Lamar Jackson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Giants add on to their lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. But even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice game.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that pushes the lead up to 11. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is caught. Brandon Cook. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. But what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
Rosas now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes a Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A really good pickup of 28 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw now on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And he'll be blocked out somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On 2nd down, Jackson. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. In for the score. And the Giants add on to their lead. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
Rosas true blue on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Zach Brown coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
They'll drop to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Yeah, out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks. And they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Leopard! Leopard!
From the gun, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, They couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape. That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage.
Detroit! You gotta get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go. Over! 52. Kill. Gun! Over!
And they'll run it here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. The Redskins on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They can use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And, that is going to be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. Dancing away at the 35. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35, but make it the 40-yard line.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be caught. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. So a minute 55 to go in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this time out. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Jackson, and that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Brandon Cooks with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Giants have got it on cruise control. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end?
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Brandon Cooks on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Giants just continue to pour it on. Rosas good with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Rosas now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Redskins now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And now running right through it. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They're going to look to throw. Caught on the right side, Reed. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now back to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Aaron Donald in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. This is taken at about the 14. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And this is caught inside the 5. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Here's Jackson to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Being chased out left. Finds a seam inside the 40. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Now it's the backup Lauletta. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to go down again. Aaron Donald. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Looking deep downfield. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. A big play there. So forget about any talk of possible safeties. Here's 1st and 10, clear on the other side of the field.
Detroit! Detroit!
And on the ground they go with a running back. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after them now.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 Gun!
Back to throw. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot! Patriot!
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
All right, now, look at 56.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Loretta. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Now this is fielded in the end zone. Oh, shifty. Whoa. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
No.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. And that's another great play to come away with the football.
Here's Lauletta after the interception. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now it's Lauletta. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And the kick by Rosas is good. And, Charles, when you start talking about NFL kickers that have hit from 62 or further, it's a pretty short list, isn't it?
That it is, but how about the trust by a head coach to even let your kicker try from that range? That's really showing a lot of faith that he can get the job done.
Yeah, faith and guts. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Lucky 56. Gone. Watch him now, Barney. Gone.
They'll set up a throw. Going for the deep ball. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to get a score back. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Giants ready to come out now. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
Now here's Lauletta. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Jonathan Allen in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. From the gun on third down, Lauletta eluding the pressure right. He's got his man on the crossing route. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And they'll run for it with Barkley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Here's Lauletta. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Giants have got it on cruise control. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that will extend this big lead. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So out now come the Redskins. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Looking to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off here the 32. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting...
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On second down, here's Lauletta. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Lauletta looking for a first down throw. Buying time to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt, and here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a 1st down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Detroit! Gun!
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Instead of a run, Lauletta wants to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Lauletta, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down. Now Lauletta on 1st down, escaping the pressure, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear, and if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Back to throw, Lauletta. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 26. Whoosh. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Flush to his right, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And Lawlett is going to throw it here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Monte Nicholson picks it, and he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Watch it now, Barney. Gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Gone. Mike 50. Gone. Over.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here's another interception. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Giants, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Now, let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.